Hey, ladies and gentlemen, a very, very warm welcome to you to this episode. Today, we have with us Hirav Jain. Hirav's from Mumbai. He is a beautiful human being. I've known Hirav for a very long time now. And we've also worked on a couple of projects together. And Hirav comes from an ecom background. He's done all possible ecom business models you can think about. And he's killing it with his e-commerce agency right now. Hirav's the founder of this brand called Ecomgenzy. Ecomgenzy helps ecom businesses start, grow, and scale. That's pretty much what they do. We've sent a couple of clients to Ecomgenzy as well because we love the work that they do. We've used Ecomgenzy services ourselves. We do it like almost on a daily basis. Hirav's a great guy, and Hirav, a very very warm welcome to you. Thank you so much for being here. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much, Nishkarsh bhai, for the wonderful introduction. And we're just grateful for you always being there and supporting us like this. So thank you once again.
No worries, no worries. So yeah, I'll tell you the reason that I sent you the invitation for the podcast the other day. You serve a lot of ecom brands. Ecom Gen Z as a brand, you guys create designs and you guys do logos. You guys do Shopify stores, and you guys have some really great feedback. I've seen your website, and a lot of times, the people that we've sent to you guys, all the recommendations that we've made, so many of these people have reached out to us and shared some really great stuff about you, about the kind of work that you guys are doing and the kind of value that you're adding to their businesses. In fact, before I even talk about other people's businesses and even in the kind of work that you're doing with us, it's pretty phenomenal. We've had a great experience knowing you guys, working with you guys, and it's phenomenal. And we've seen you guys grow since you started on. So, before we get into that, before we get into understanding that what really works in the e-com game, especially in print on demand, what you've seen after working with so many clients, before that, I really want to understand that where do you come from? I mean, what is your story? How did you start Ecom Gen Z? Where did this entrepreneurship thing happen for you? Why did you get into entrepreneurship actually? So I think this is gonna go, way back into your school days. And then why and how did ecom happen to you? Then how did ecom Gen Z happen to you? And what's happening? And what is your vision? I know that there are a lot of questions that I've asked you in one go, but would really love to understand that. What's your background? What's your story?
So getting into e-commerce field, there's my friend, like he's one of my closest friends. He has a very big role to play in this. So we were just standing around, and it was a college days and everything, and we didn't have anything to do. And it was just like I was asking him that, do you have anything in mind and this or that? So he told me something about Shopify. So that very day we started about Shopify, learning about it, watching YouTube videos and everything. So we posted our products, we started a company and everything. We got connected and everything, and we heard about this model called drop shipping, where we don't have to ship the product or do anything or handle the inventory. We
Hmm.
just have to list it, market it, and the money is gonna come in
Hmm.
prepaid, and then it
Hmm.
sounded like it's like something magical or something like that. But yeah, so it's not that easy as it sounds.
Yeah, yeah.
So we just got into it, and we made a ton of mistakes. We didn't
Hmm.
know people are out there are teaching this stuff, and they
Hmm.
can really help us.
Hmm.
Just skip the first few steps and get to the really get a basic understanding and get to that point.
Hmm.
So we made mistakes. It took us a very long time to just set up the store, just put the products from AliExpress. We didn't have any research method or anything. It was just like whatever we liked, we just put up on the store, and we thought everybody's gonna buy it.
Hmm.
But nothing like that happened. So firstly, that failed. Then we started Indian e-commerce.
Hmm.
Indian e-commerce also we started getting orders, but
Hmm.
that also eventually didn't work out because the
Hmm.
returns are very,
Yeah,
like, the
yeah.
numbers are big, 60, 50, 60%.
Correct.
So that also didn't work out.
Hmm.
Then we found out about you. Then we just got, like, we got to know that someone is teaching e-commerce and
Hmm.
everything.
Hmm.
And we got into POD space. We came to your mastermind. We learned that 3 days were beautiful. Like, it just turned our e-commerce journey into something else.
Hmm.
You know, that was really grateful, like great learning experience. Then we got into POD. We got some sales. We made some sales. But when we were in this process of almost a year, like from the start to till getting to know you and the POD thing, we thought that there is no one who's gonna help us, or there's no company, or there's no person who's gonna help us do these small things or do these things with a very, a very unique way, such as setting up the stores for us, or getting the products made for us, or getting the designs made for us, and really something very quality work. And if there would have been someone doing it for us, then we would
Hmm.
have saved a lot of time,
Hmm.
and we would have saved a lot of money also.
Hmm.
And most of the people who provide these services were not from India, they were from outside India. But their cost was so high that we as Indians, like, we couldn't afford it when we are starting it. The work is quality, but the cost is also then that high.
Correct.
So then I figured out, and basically e-commerce, POD, and drop shipping and everything didn't work out. So, and we also lost a lot of money. And
Correct.
then COVID also started. China stopped shipping products and
Yeah.
everything, so everything came to a hold. And like, there was no drop shipping allowed or nothing, because the planes were not going. There was no one to deliver the products and all this.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
Facebook was banning the accounts, PayPal was banning accounts, everybody was just showing their colors. So I thought about this. I remember I had a talk with you also about this idea,
Hmm.
and you said, you can try it out, you can go ahead with it.
Hmm.
And then we just started. I just got in contact with some freelancers who were doing quality work, designing and everything, and we reached out to people, and they started giving us work. And then, you know through that, and through their referrals and everything, we start getting more clients, and this way Ecomgenzy was born. Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome. That's beautiful. Yeah, I mean, I can relate to everything that you're sharing here, because we've pretty much witnessed your journey. We met you first when you came to the mastermind. Both you and Rishabh, both of you guys came to the mastermind. Rishabh's now also working so closely with us in Digital Dukandar. Then, having you guys in the mastermind was awesome. You guys were two of the youngest and the most excited people in the audience. Then, we when we visited Goa, when we visited Mumbai,
Mumbai.
so having you guys hosted us so well, and I've shared that with you guys so many times. So grateful for that. And then I think after that, you started Ecom Gen Z a couple months after that. And I can totally relate to it. When I got started in the ecom game as well, specifically in POD, it's very easy for people to send you to Fiverr and Upwork and say that get designs made from them. First, these people could be very expensive. Two, the ones that are not that expensive, their quality is not going to be that good, and then they're not really going to give you a lot of revisions. And what they care about is the money that you give them, and that's it, right? They're not really there to serve you. Like, that's pretty much how it works. And even if they make the design look really, really beautiful, they don't really understand the business. They don't understand POD. They don't know how POD works. They don't understand how dropshipping works. Because of that, they're not able to create something that has a potential to sell. So I totally agree with you when you say that, when someone gets started, it gets really complicated. It gets really difficult to find some good people to support you and help you. And especially in the POD game, wherein it's all about designs, it's all about codes and what you put on the shirt or whatever product you're selling, it gets very, very important. I can't agree more. So tell me something, coming back to the t-shirts. I think you guys, and because I know about this, you guys have created thousands and thousands of designs for people, a lot of them. So, what do you think? What kind of t-shirt designs, in your experience, sell the best? What are their qualities? Like, what qualities or ingredients does a t-shirt design need to have, so that it has the potential to sell really well for business owners listening to the podcast right now?
So just to give it a start, there's no one out there who's gonna give you quality work, and that also for a lesser amount. And that's what the reason we started, because we just wanted to help out people who just gonna start up and set up their businesses, to give them that support, give them that key. There is someone who can help you out in that way. And talking about the designs,
Hmm.
uh, in my experience, really simple text-based designs, simple, nothing fancy. It
Hmm.
has to be sarcastic, humor. There should be something humor and relatable,
Hmm.
and the audience should be really large, and
Hmm.
that kind of designs really work well.
Hmm.
So it's not that designing means you need to put too
Hmm.
much detail into the design and all, because people are not going to look at that.
Correct.
People just need a very few seconds
Hmm.
to just relate to the design,
Hmm.
and if they like it, they're just going to buy it, even if the design has only two words,
Hmm.
you know.
Hmm.
Even if the design has only one word, let's say sarcastic, if he
Hmm.
connects with that word
Hmm.
and he likes the design, and
Hmm.
he's going to buy it.
Hmm.
So these are the three things, three type of t-shirt designs that I think work.
Okay, that's nice. So what you're saying is that first of all, that when people are starting out, no one really knows what's gonna work. Like that's for sure. So what you could do is, one, you want to be finding something that's going to be simple, something that you used qualities like humor or sarcasm, something that people
Hmm.
can relate to. Because
Yeah.
I was recently on a masterclass, and this trainer, he runs a huge ecom brand, and he shared on this masterclass that the clothing that you wear, it's in POD or whatever, your clothing is an expression of who you are. So when someone finds something on some a piece of t-shirt or apparel that they can relate to, it could be something humorous, something that makes them nostalgic, something that makes them feel loved or proud, they're gonna buy it. So whatever design you sell, it should evoke some emotion in them. Now this brings me to the second question, that for people who are just starting out, okay, how do they come up with these designs? Like, what's your strategy on finding these winning designs on the internet? Or like, do you think of quotes, or do you search for them? Like, what's your strategy?
So I would like to say, a lot of people, when they come to us to get their designs made for the first
Mm-hmm.
time, they know about us already. They've heard from someone or the other. So they're like, how and what type of design should I make? What type of designs will people buy? How should I start with it? Like, do you already have some designs that can work for
Mm-hmm.
me? If you can just make it for
Uh,
me. And I say that, first of all, we can't give you the designs or that other people have researched, because it's their hard work.
yeah.
Second, nobody knows when they're getting started, so it's totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to go on to other platforms, spy on other platforms, and just figure out a way how and what type of t-shirts are selling, and see what the other stores, if other POD stores or something like that, or other people, just take inspiration from there. Don't just directly go and copy the design, but spy on them, take inspiration from them,
Hmm.
and learn from them that what type of designs are they selling. And then when you find certain designs,
Hmm.
go to the comments, read the reviews of people.
Okay.
Okay. And when you read the reviews of people, you get to know that this design is validated, and people are loving this design and they're going to buy it. And if you can just take out a better version out of it, or something relatable, something similar to that design, then that's great. And obviously
Okay.
in the start you'll have to test various designs. It's not like you'll get a winner in the first two or
Hmm.
10 designs.
Hmm.
That is not possible.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, like I can't agree more. That absolutely makes sense. A lot of times people get started with their POD stores, and then they launch a couple of designs, and then they're like, it's not working out. But it's all about testing. If it was so easy that anyone could test three designs and start making profits, like life would be so much simple. Everyone
Very true.
in the whole wide world would just get three designs made, test it out, and make money. But again, it takes a lot of testing, it takes a lot of patience, it takes a lot of work. Yeah, right. Okay, so where can people actually go out and look for these designs? Like, what are the best sources according to you, where people can get some design inspiration? And you mentioned read the comments and everything, right? So on what platforms can we actually get inspiration from?
Okay. So there are many platforms
Mhm.
for these kind of things, but I'll just give you the top, where like the top players are there. So first of all, go on platforms such as Etsy and Redbubble.
Hmm.
Okay. These platforms here, there are designers who have original designs, and
Hmm.
they do, like, they sell their own designs. Okay. Whatever codes and everything they've created.
Hmm.
So Etsy and Redbubble is you'll get super popular designs and they sell crazy. Like
Hmm.
these designs sell very good, and you can just get to know like what is the market, how big the market is and
Hmm.
how scalable the design can be.
Hmm.
This is the first thing.
Hmm.
Second is you can find designs on eBay and Amazon also.
Okay.
Okay, Amazon merch.
Hmm.
So bestsellers, Amazon, just go
Hmm.
there, just research about Amazon merch,
Hmm.
and people over there are just putting over their designs,
Hmm.
and whatever designs people like, they're buying. Amazon is gonna print it and ship it to the customers.
Hmm.
So here the people are just making the design. So there also you can get to know that Amazon is a data center for all the products. So you can
Hmm.
just get to know because everybody is buying from Amazon.
Right.
These are the two. Then the third thing is, if you have a little bit of capital and money, you can use spy tools. Spy
Okay.
tools such as T Spy, Big Spy, Merch Informer, and these all are very specific for POD owners. Okay, so
Hmm.
here you can spy only on T-shirt stores, and only and these will show you the ads of people who are running ads for the T-shirt designs. So these are the POD store owners, and you can take inspiration from them. Go to the store. Okay, if you
Hmm.
find a very good design they're selling, if there are a lot of comments, there are a lot
Hmm.
of likes,
Hmm.
obviously people are buying it and that's why they're running ads. So
Hmm.
go to the store, find out like if this is the design, what
Hmm.
other type of design is this person selling, is the store selling.
Hmm.
Okay, in that way you can spy on these platforms
Hmm.
and get to know and get that experience and then test out a few things. So that way you can figure out how or what is the quality of a good t-shirt design.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that pretty much aligns with everything that we share with the audience, spot on. Like everything that you're sharing, it just sounds so perfect to me because that's exactly what we share with everybody. That's exactly what we share with in our programs, in our courses, pertaining to design research, because this is what works. Tell me something. I'm sure you get this question a lot of times, that how many designs will it take me to get profitable? Right? Maybe let's say someone comes to you and says that, okay, and you ask them, okay, how many designs are you planning to go live with? And then they ask you this question back, you tell me, how many should I promote? How many do you think are going to be enough for me to get profitable? How do you answer that question?
Actually, I still don't have an answer for this, and nobody has an answer for this. But I
Right.
just want to meet a person who has an answer for this. How
Right.
many designs should I design? Like design should I start with? How many designs should I promote? How many
Hmm.
designs should I select? How
Hmm.
much time will it take for me to be profitable?
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
I just want to meet that person who can answer these questions.
Hmm. Hmm.
There
Hmm.
is no one. There's no one who can answer it because
Hmm.
it just takes testing,
Right.
experience, and
Hmm.
your own learnings. And when you have all these, then you can make any design a winning design. Okay, when you get to
Hmm.
know the market, when you get to know what type of designs are working, why did this design work, why did that design didn't work, what was the mistake in advertising on Facebook platforms, or the
Hmm.
designing, or in the shipping,
Hmm.
or XYZ.
Hmm.
That when you gain that experience,
Hmm.
it's that when you get to know that okay, now I'm gonna take two more designs to get a winner, or now I'm gonna
Hmm.
take three more designs to get a winner.
Yeah.
Nobody
Correct.
can give you a guarantee that if you test 10 designs, the 11th one is gonna be your winner and you're gonna make money. That
Absolutely.
was the
Yeah, if
yeah.
anyone could give a guarantee, that that person's going to be lying to you, because if it was so easy, even if someone can guarantee you that test and designs and or test 20 designs and you're going to have one winner, then I mean that person should be a trillionaire. That person should have zillions of
Yeah,
dollars
obviously.
because he would get 20 designs made, and then he would continue testing and continue finding winners and keep scaling them. But it does not work that way.
Does not work
Now,
that
tell me
way.
something. Okay, now we understand that the kind of designs that work, in our experience, definitely are designs that are very simple. Something that's text based is something that usually works better. Not just text, but a little bit design element added to that is But mostly it should be text based. It should be simple. It should not be something that's super fancy. Something that has some really really nice colors or glitter or embroidery done on it. Simple stuff really sells really well. Now, uh, do you recommend that someone starts testing pretty much every niche out there, like whatever they find when they're doing design, when they're doing design research on platforms on Etsy or on Amazon or on other store spy tools, using spy tools. So do they test every niche out there and see that what's working, or do you think that they should start with one particular niche that they feel that they understand or are really passionate about or is trending right now? So what is your recommendation on that?
Yeah, I get that question a lot. Should we start
Hmm.
with general store or a niche store?
Hmm.
And I always say, if you're very new to this business, if
Hmm.
you're very
Hmm.
new to this ecosystem,
Hmm.
then you should start with general store first. Okay,
Okay.
just do your research. Like you have to put 80% of your time on the research. Okay,
Hmm.
when you're just starting,
Hmm.
because that 80% and that research is gonna be the reason why you succeeded or why you failed.
Hmm.
Okay. So let's say, for example, you start with a general store and you jot down into 10 niches. All
Hmm.
right. And you select 10 niches and you start, you get that designs made. You understand the psychology behind those 10 niches and everything.
Hmm.
And you just put it on the ads. You
Hmm.
test them. And let's say one or two niches work out for you.
Hmm.
Okay. So out of 10 niches, two niches have been, you've been successful in working two niches out. All right. So now what you can do is you've got to that point where you're comfortable working with those two niches
Hmm.
somewhere and you can make that thing work. So now I'll say you focus on those two niches. So build your store, and even if you could funnel it down to one more niche, you know, that you can choose between those two and just find that one thing which you
Hmm.
also love and you know that you can sell it to anyone
Hmm.
who's interested and who's passionate about it.
Hmm.
That's the way. Just short it down to the niche store and just go with the niche store.
Got it. And talking about the niche story, what kind of niches in your experience have like worked the best for you and your clients?
Okay, so there are a lot of niches. All right,
Hmm.
we've seen people selling t-shirts about lizards also, but that is just way. Yeah,
Hmm. Hmm.
we've seen. But
Hmm.
the if you're new, if you're just getting started,
Hmm.
you should go with relationship niches. You should go with pets and animals. You should
Hmm.
go with patriotism and politics.
Hmm.
Then you should go with family. Then
Hmm.
you should go with, and all these niches can be divided into more niches.
Hmm.
All right. So there are sub niches also, but I'm just giving you an overview of
Hmm.
the stuff. Then marriage, engagement, then humor,
Hmm.
funny, like memes is also a good niche now.
Hmm.
People are
Hmm. Hmm.
making
Hmm.
a very good amount on making memes and then just putting it on the t-shirt and just selling it. Then events, occasion, holidays, trends. So these are the main 5-10 niches that will work around the year, like, you know, every time.
Correct, correct.
Right.
So exactly. Whatever whatever you're sharing is just so spot on, because even in our community, we recommend people, niches that evoke an emotion, and family and relationships is a really good niche. We've had a lot of winners, in the son daughter niche, mom daughter niche, grandfather niche. Um, Papa niche, I mean the father niche. So these niches work really, really well. Anything that sparks an emotion in the customer, it works really well. Then you mentioned patriotism. Yeah. So the veteran niche again, because
Mhm.
ex-military people, when they wear something that makes them feel proud about what they were, I mean, they're always going to be veterans. They're always going to be military men, right? So they feel very proud about themselves. So again, that evokes an emotion of pride in them, the pride and passion. Then you mentioned animals, dogs, cats. People in these countries, US, UK, Australia, Canada, they love their pets more than their children. They love their pets like anything. It's next level. And anyone, I don't have a pet. I've had a pet when I was a child, but anyone who has a pet is going to understand that how much love, you love your pet like a family member. You take care of them, you take them to the doctor, you make food for them, you take them for a walk. I mean, it's like a family member, that person belongs to the family. So there's a lot of love involved there as well. So spot on. Anything that evokes an emotion of love or care or pride or nostalgia or gratitude in someone, those kind of t-shirts actually sell well. Now, talking about getting t-shirt designs created, tell me something that how much should people be paying to, how much do people usually pay to designers to get these designs created? Like, I know some platforms wherein You pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get one design created. And then I also know about platforms that charge peanuts to get designs, although the quality sucks. But then, what's your experience been with that?
Yeah, so you're right. I mean, I can't talk about it more.
Hmm.
There are platforms that charge more than $200,000 per design, and there
Yeah.
are other platforms also.
Hmm.
So platforms like 99 Designs, they
Yes.
charge somewhere
I
around two
was I was
hundred
talking
dollars
about that platform. Yeah, 99
Yeah,
designs. Right. Right. Yeah.
yeah, somewhere between $200 to $1,000.
Hmm.
Okay, then there are platforms like Fiverr and Upwork where you can get designs made for $10 or $15 or $50 to $100 is that gap where you can get a good designer.
Hmm.
Okay, if you're not looking for a good design and you just want to get made for the sake of getting made,
Hmm.
then you can even get it made for $5. So
Right.
that doesn't make sense. Yeah, but if a good designer who understands this background and who has the experience of POD business,
Hmm.
he should know why he is making the design.
Hmm.
He he should has that goal. He should have that goal that this design is
Hmm.
to be made to be
Hmm.
sold somewhere. Okay,
Hmm.
people have to buy it, and that is the reason why I'm creating it. If it doesn't sell,
Hmm.
then the design is not worth it.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
and
absolutely
I
makes sense.
don't
Hmm.
yeah, and I don't know why, but still people go to these platforms and pay a lot of amount when we just create it for like less than $10
Yeah.
per design.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean that's awesome. That's a pretty good price. That's a pretty good price, and this is the reason that that we keep recommending you, guys, to people. Tell me something. A lot of times, and that's how I started. When I got into POD, I went to Fiverr, and that's where I got my designs made. How has your experience been with Fiverr? Or I'm sure that you get clients who have worked with Fiverr in the past. What kind of experiences have they had, and what's your experience and what's your opinion on working with freelancers on Fiverr? Because there are a lot of them there. There are a lot of them who are also ready to create your designs for you for really cheap. For like $5, maybe they're gonna create two designs for you. I've had my own experience, and after that, I stopped working with the Fiverr freelancers or any other freelancing marketplace. But yeah, anyway, how's your experience been with them?
yeah. So pretty much the same.
Hmm.
Fiverr, we get a lot of good people, but their prices are too high. We
Hmm.
cannot adjust it in our cost,
Hmm.
and we get a lot of cheap prices also. But the quality of the product is not that to the mark.
Correct.
So in the start, we also got that. So when we were new, we also got that designs made from Fiverr and Upwork.
Hmm. Hmm.
There was a communication gap. It was really hard to make them explain what we want because it was
Hmm.
all on chat and everything.
Hmm.
And second of all, these designers didn't even know the background.
Hmm.
Why are we making these t-shirts and all? Because they used to think that these designs we just want it for ourselves and we just gonna get it printed and wear it for us or
Ah,
our family members.
nice.
So
Yes.
they didn't understand that I am creating this design
Hmm.
not for someone who's gonna wear it, but someone who wants to sell that design,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
then those people are gonna buy it and wear it. You
Hmm.
know, so that communication gap was there. Then overall experience is also not that good.
Hmm.
you know and yeah, that's why we just stopped with Fiverr and everything.
Okay. Got it.
And
Got
it
it.
takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort to
Hmm.
find really good designers who
Hmm.
are in that margin that we can use to create a design.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Yeah.
they should also have that experience in that market, and they
Hmm.
should also know stuff why we want to get that design made.
Yeah, that's a very beautiful point. What you mentioned about that when you reach out to people on Fiverr, they're gonna create stuff for you, thinking that you are just maybe just getting this design created for your own self. And then they're gonna make it for you for cheap. But then if you tell them that, I mean, like that's the mindset, that's what they feel. They don't know that you're running a tea business. This is so they're just gonna create something that maybe you are gonna like, but there's a difference between what you're gonna like and what all your customers are gonna like, right? That's one. And two, if you tell them that I plan to sell this on my tea business, they will ask you to get a I think it's called copyright. I don't know if they call it a
Yeah,
copyright,
yeah.
commercial right. They call it commercial right,
Commercial, right?
right? So per design, they charge you 20 to $25 extra to get a commercial rights of it. So tell me something. You mentioned that you guys create designs for like less than $10. So, like, is that inclusive of the commercial rights, or do you guys charge separately for it as well?
No, it's inclusive. We only make designs so that people can sell it.
Ah,
So it's inclusive of everything. Yeah.
yeah, that's interesting. That's a really good thing. That's like saving people a ton of money in there, because every professional out there on Fiverr, they ask you. So before this, when we were running our animation video company, and we used to get voiceover done from them. So every voiceover artist would, ask us to pay 20, $30 extra to get the commercial rights, because we were actually creating those voiceovers for our clients. So the first order that we placed with them, they were all okay. They did not ask for anything extra. But then when we started giving them repeat business, they understood that we're an agency, and that's when they started asking for commercial rights. And then we shifted to someone else to cater to that. So I totally understand that. Um, Now tell me something, and I'm sure you get this question. When someone's starting out with the tea business, how should people start selling? What all methods do you think that they can be using? What all platforms they can be using? Can they maybe? I mean, if people are on a budget, let's say, or let's. I mean, how do you approach the entire sales part for any tea or any POD business?
So to answer your question, when people have found that perfect niche they want to get
Uh-huh.
into,
Hmm.
and they have their design and stores and everything ready,
Hmm.
I'd
Hmm.
suggest, in the start, if you don't have capital
Hmm.
and you figured out a niche and you're passionate about it, and the niche is also super passionate, like the niche includes super passionate people, then just build a community around it. You can create a Facebook page, you can create Facebook groups, you can create an Instagram page, and
Hmm.
just continuously keep on putting out quality content so that people engage with it. And once you start getting that engagement, a little bit of fraction,
Hmm.
then start promoting your products from there.
Hmm.
This is without capital. Then the second thing without capital is you can start advertising
Hmm.
uh, with influencers using
Hmm.
barter systems.
What
So
do you
what
mean
you
by
can
that?
tell them is,
Hmm.
yeah. So I'll just explain it.
Hmm.
So what you can do is you can get 10 or 20 pieces of your t-shirts, into that physical product,
Hmm.
and just pack it and everything.
Hmm.
And then you start reaching out to different influencers. Okay,
Hmm. Hmm.
DM them, email them, however you can contact them.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And uh, you'll have to message a lot of them. Okay,
Hmm.
first you'll have to jot down
Hmm.
which influencers is in my niche and
Hmm.
everything. And
Hmm.
once you figure out that, then just go and DM them and follow up with them, and
Hmm.
tell them that we'll give you a t-shirt and you just have to give us a shout out and everything. So now what will happen is, if let's say for example, if you've messaged 100 influencers,
Right.
let's say about 20 to 30 influencers reach back to you.
Right.
Okay, they reach out to you that, okay, we are ready to do this, and we can do this as a barter system. So you don't have to spend money, you just have to get your product made, and that is 500 rupees a t-shirt.
Hmm.
That is the cost. And if you get 10, 20 t-shirt, that is all right. This much you have to invest if you want to run a business.
Correct.
Otherwise we can't afford. Okay,
Hmm.
so then what do you do when 20, 30 influencers reach out to you? You send them each the t-shirt that you want to get promoted, or the
Hmm.
niche that you want to get promoted,
Hmm.
and ask them, to just wear that t-shirt and put it on a story or post it and put whatever, tag and everything, wherever you want the traffic to go to
Hmm.
your
Hmm.
website or whatever code. All right. And that is the way when that traction will start coming in, people will start getting to know you, because it can take a lot of time when you don't have capital. But when 30 influencers are putting your t-shirt, you know you are getting that 30 influencers ka audience to your page,
Correct.
and that way the audience will grow on your website also, and that way the traction will happen, and then you will start generating revenue without spending on advertisements.
That's a
Okay,
pretty good way.
and this
That's
is the
a that's
second
a
way.
very nice way. Yeah.
There's one more way.
Hmm.
There's these websites like Quora and
Hmm.
Reddit.
Huh.
Okay, so these two websites, they are like coming really like up, like the game is really good.
Hmm.
People here talk very much. Okay, they have questions, people answer it, like they gossip around and everything, and there
Yes.
there are very cool stuff going on here. So what you can do is you can get added to one of these communities and just observe what is going on. And once you start observing things, you get to know that there are people who sell t-shirts over here also. And
Right.
once you find those, you spy those people that
Mhm.
on what point and why did he comment and why did he put this t-shirt link at that point of time, and then just start continuing doing that, and you
Hmm.
will start getting traction, because
Hmm.
these people are really smart. If they can sell a t-shirt on Reddit, they can do anything.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Yeah,
that's it. So
you're
this is
right.
without capital.
And with capital, people can any day go and run ads, right? I mean, they should invest in
Yeah,
Facebook ads,
wi-
Instagram ads, or whatever.
totally. When you're starting out and you have a bit of capital, or a running revenue system where
Mm-hmm.
where you can manage it monthly,
Hmm. Hmm.
then start with Facebook and Instagram ads, because those are the best platforms where you can just sell your t-shirts, and you will get a lot of traffic without like putting so much effort and time into all of these things.
Right, right. Absolutely makes sense. This brings me to the question that a lot of times when people are getting started now, they would think that let me save some money and I'll invest this money in my ads, and let me just create the designs myself on Canva or on Photoshop, because these designs are simple and they just have text. I'll make some edits. I'll take inspiration from somewhere. Um, what do you say to these guys? Because I mean, of course, I understand that why they shouldn't do it, but what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, so as you said, there are too many platforms,
Hmm.
that where people can go and they can just start creating designs with
Yeah.
templates and everything. Like
Hmm.
there's Canva, there's Be Funky, there's Pixelite, there's Crello, and
Hmm.
these platforms are also free.
Hmm.
People can go out there, they can just select a template, they can just select the fonts and everything. But I would just ask them one question, like, did they start this business to create designs or sell them? I would just ask them that what is your job? Is your job to create the design and ship it to the customer, or is your job to build a brand,
Correct.
make your presence and sell those designs and make the revenue and manage the business?
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I just ask them this question, and most of the time they don't have an answer. They just get my point and they just quiet, and so I just tell them that your focus and
Hmm.
your time doesn't have to be into all these things.
Hmm.
You can outsource them.
Hmm.
Like, don't put your time on thinking that how should I pack the product, or where should I get the product from, or how should I ship it and all. There are companies and there are people like us who are doing this day in and day
Hmm.
out.
Hmm. Hmm.
Just you just focus on researching the perfect design you want to sell,
Hmm.
and then you get it made from us, because we do that for a living. All right,
Hmm.
we do it day in and day out, and we do it for a lot of people, so we
Hmm.
know how the background runs.
Hmm.
So we tell them, just build your brand, just
Hmm. Hmm.
like express your story to the people, just sell your stuff, and just focus on that. Even with the stores, when people start, they try to build that Shopify store. Like, when we started, we tried to build everything on our own. But people don't understand that they are going to waste a lot of time,
Correct.
building stores, learning
Hmm.
the technicalities of the platform.
Hmm.
What is the platform allowing us to do? What is it not allowing? Then integrating all the other social media apps and everything. And
Yeah.
we do that for everyone. So, and that is a daily thing in and out. So it's better to outsource that stuff and save that time and put it into research, put it into learning the marketing and advertising of that t-shirt or the niche, and growing your business. you
Correct.
know that is the thing.
Yeah, I agree with you on that as well. Because you can't really master multiple skills at the same time. And that's a pretty smart thing to say that did you get into the business to sell t-shirts or make designs or sell designs or whatever.
Yeah,
I mean that's actually pretty good. That's pretty insightful. And yeah, that's I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna steal that from you. So
no
lovely,
problem.
Hirav. It's been an absolute pleasure to be having a conversation with you about this. I pretty much answered everything that I had in mind related to T designs, and you guys are doing a fantastic job with Ecomgenzy, and I know it. And a lot of people listening to us right now, most probably are already using you, so it's pretty good. Now, before we end this, uh, could you please give us a rundown of the kind of services that you guys provide so that if anyone wants to maybe get in touch with you or ask for help, they can. So could you please give us a quick rundown of the services that you guys have right now?
Yeah. So we're basically an e-commerce agency. We help out, e-commerce entrepreneurs who are just starting out. We help out them with t-shirt designs, with their branding, with their logo designing, with setting up their Shopify stores, Wix platform. Then any platform, we'll set up their websites. We'll get their website, up and running so they can just focus on marketing and advertising
Hmm.
those things. Then we even consult them if they get stuck anywhere. If they try to do something on their own and if they're getting stuck, we consult them also. We help them
Yeah.
out in that.
Nice.
Then also we help them in marketing and advertising, Facebook ad, Instagram ads, Snapchat ads, and all of that stuff. So yeah, we start with setting up and helping them to start till and also help them in growing stages also.
That's beautiful. So that's pretty good. So okay, what I'm going to do is I've already had a discussion with you about this. I'm going to add a 10% off for everyone who goes from the show to you. I'm going to add a referral code in the description. I hope you're good with that. Yeah,
Yes, yes, oh,
great.
totally.
Great.
Yeah.
So we're gonna add a referral code for you guys in the description. So if you guys want to be availing any services that Hirav mentioned from Ecomgenzy, you can use the referral code and we're gonna get a flat 10% off. Only for exclusively for the listeners of the podcast for the Nishkarsh Sharma show. And like I said, Hirav, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let you know once this goes live. Maybe you could share this with the entire Ecomgenzy community as well. I'm sure they're gonna love hearing you. That's one. And two, I'm going to add link to your website or whatever links you give me. I'm going to add them in the description so that if people want to get in touch with you, they can. And before we actually end this, if there's one thing that you want to say to the listeners of the show, what is that one advice that you would want to give to everyone listening to you right now?
Uh, I would just like to say that, this man sitting over here, Nishkarsh Sharma, and if you're getting into e-commerce, there's no better man who can help you out. He'll just teach you everything he knows, and yeah, just follow him and you'll get to that path where you can, stand on your own feet and everything. But just listen to him. He's been like a mentor to me. He's been like a big brother to me. And he just helped us out in any way possible and in many ways. So I'm just grateful to have him, and thank you so much for always being there.
Appreciate it. The feelings are mutual. Love it. We love you. You're an awesome human being, and it's been a pleasure to know you and work with you. So thank you. I'm flattered. I feel really good. Thanks for making my day. And yeah, like I said,
Same.
Hirav, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for pretty much sharing everything and being so spot on with everything that I've asked you. It's been like because this really aligns with our values. This aligns with what we recommend people when they're starting out with purity. This is what's worked for us. That's helped us sell over 2 lakh t-shirts. This is what's working for the community. All the screenshots that people see, all the interviews that we take for from people who found success with POD, all of them are pretty much following these strategies. They've been not strategies, they've been following these fundamentals. Because in the POD game, it's all about designs, and with designs, it's all about simplicity, and it's all about how you approach it, how and where do you get it made from, and then of course there's marketing and sales and customer service. That's also very important. But yeah, thank you so much for your time. I'm going to let you know once this goes live. And thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen,
Thank you.
everyone who's listening to it, do share this with someone you feel should definitely hear this out. We're going to catch up with you guys in the next episode. And Hirav, thank you so much once again.
Same to you. Thank you so much for having me here. And thank you everyone for listening.
Cheers. Cheers.